God, the Father of truth, is inside each uniqueness element who is produced in a test tube. He saw that we were lifeless, gave his spirit of himself in himself, and loaned it to us. He's experiencing everything we do because he's our life source, sourcing us with the elements of himself. And he asks, do you not want to keep your uniqueness? Because that's what's available. Sure, he's in us learning how to be the father to the children he created, but some will be lost. I don't think that's a good thing at all, because the whole beginning was two gods arguing with each other, the mother and father, and the mother god being without the masculine element, acted out like our women do, acting out on emotional shit without finding the balance determined self first. But you need light and logic for that. Anyway, he asks you, do you not want to keep your uniqueness element? Because if you do, then you can, but you got to work for it. You got to take personal development classes. See, that's the requirement of this God. The only requirement is to find and keep and practice the skill set of the balance determined self without ever acting on, or without ever first calculating heart's thought with a dark emotional wisdom inside self. That kind of wisdom, it exploits the unresolved past and generates the anger, but human will takes it and calculates, how am I going to hurt this person back? How am I going to steal that $1 million? That kind of thing. But it goes as far as a fucking cigarette. You know, you use the same tools and toolbox as the liar does. Whatever darkens your spirit has to do so emotionally. And then what darkness comes from that is influenced by the angry person's wisdom. It's an infiltration wisdom, a sabotage wisdom that manipulates the wisdom of your own emotional truth to turn it black and darken it and then turn it black, make you angry, leaving you unresolved. And how? By leading you into what looks like the savior when you're a child, where these core root beliefs are that continually interfere in our relationships now and refuse that relationship connection because of these unresolved emotional manipulations that happened to us when we were young. Everybody goes through it. Being left unresolved means that your spirit, his emotional structure as a human being, begins to darken. And whatever becomes darkened becomes deadened inside. You know that feeling of feeling deadened inside. But that translates itself into feeling bitter about stuff. Unless you get out of that. And if you don't, you're stuck in it emotionally and continually projecting that spirit from that wisdom out your behavior. Because that's how we feel each other, invisibly, non-physically. Like that. We understand each other through that spiritual projection of human behavior. Like we feel each other's shit like that, right? The invisible, non-physical spirit of God is inside of us, loaning us his truth and purity form, an emotional response that accompanies truth and knowing truth cognitively. So then we join intellect with wisdom and figures that stuff, finds the light and logic that gives you the knowledge. And that's the communication between self and your life source inside you. He's there learning how to be a father. You're there learning we are there learning how to be children of this father. And I'm sure it's because he's the evolved Yaldabaoth. the God who initiated the secondary human being because he wanted children to worship him as he saw his father have children worship him. See? So, to those with dark and deadened emotional structures as human beings who don't want to do evil, but they do, as well as those who are darkened and deadened who don't do evil, refuse to. There's about 14 of you. Just kidding. I don't know how many there are. Doesn't seem like many, though, I'll tell you that. Anyway, the seed's going to be removed, and then the loan is over. It's a loan. It was on loan. You know what the thing is about all this evil we're seeing right now? It's like evil was unleashed, right? He was unleashed. He was unleashed in, I don't know, something about 1,000 years, but that's almost over. It's almost over. So this new time period is him not being able to influence. His name is Naas. Naas. N-A apostrophe up top. A-S. Naas. Sophia created him to counterbalance. Who created the dark wisdom, the secondary wisdom, in an evil way, and gets inside you like a spiritual pedophile. That's what the devil is. He's a spiritual pedophile seeking spiritual children, because the spiritual son is the belief from the emotional truth. And if the secondary wisdom can get in there and convince you that your pain from feeling rejected is because of your own unworthiness, which is it does indirectly. It influences that. I remember mine happening to me, but it does, and we believe that. We take that into our adulthood. That's what I mean. But we're bombarded by things like media, like the TV and movies, that tells us this in replacement for that, because that had been a way of life for people to follow as a path of goodness for centuries. And then the TV was invented, and now it's all changed. The belief has slowly been changed into gluttony and lust and sex, and now fucking nobody can get over it. How there's sexual, I can only find, I don't know. I'm not even going to talk about it. Strip teasing, kids in school and having those fags turn themselves pedophilic, by the way. They do. To sexualize a child's heart in any way is pedophiling. It's the same emotional attack pedophiles use on children first, because they refuse to rape the child. Refuse. You know why? I don't know why. So they seek permission first, but manipulate the child emotionally. That's what the evil spirit does to our spiritual selves as children, just growing up. You know, everybody sees you nodding out like that, hey? Everybody is seeing you nod out like that. You know, you need help, buddy. Fuck. Yeah, you should give it a shot, man. Even if you go in to fail, at least you'll get the exposure of the program. Ever been in it? Try it, fuck. Because you look pretty bad right now. I've been there, so I know. I can pick it off, right? Me too. I'm homeless junkie, 3 full-time years. It's worth a shot. There's happiness. There really is. But you got to make it happen from this shit. This is devastation. Yeah, emotional devastation. You got to restructure it. It takes a while. And investment of intent. You got to make the fucking intent, too. Otherwise, you're failing. A goal for self. You know what the real God requests of everyone? Personal development. That's all. That's it. And guess what? A lot of people are going to say, fuck that. I'm not doing that. Okay, see you later. So that was one of the guys, countless drug addicts you see at the lights begging for change. He was doing the nod. No. He's homeless. Down and out. He just needs money for a home. Yeah, right. Obviously, he needs money for his next fix. Is he going to get a home? No fucking way. He can't get a home. It's not in him. That intent making is gone from him. I wish I could have shown you his condition. It's gone from him. The only intent making that he has in his heart is his next fix. I remember that. You couldn't stop. Addiction is powerful to certain psychoactive substances like alcohol, weed, cigarettes, pharmaceuticals. Who the cops, judge, and jail are. Protect the drug dealers, those drug dealers. Isn't that a nice, comfy world? And what about the fucking church? Thousands upon thousands of pedophiles and the priests. And you people look fucking past it. Yeah, I know a lot of you don't get on my back for that. But they're still in power. That's the thing. They still get the fucking, oh yeah, whatever you need. Here, take 35% of my income. Like that, they're that fucking bad. They're that far gone. Yet, if it was one pedophile getting caught once, they would expect, well, what do you think? They would expect what you would expect. Incarceration. But they don't. They let the priest do it because he's their priest. And now, you know what? That place is the evil. They are the ones who turned the original Bible stories over to what it is now. It's just a rape of the knowledge base of Jesus Christ. But that's okay. It's back now. So, what was my point? Addiction. Addiction is a fucking heavy thing, especially to the alcohol. So many of you, and then you blame the drunk for getting infected by the disease. Wow, it's powerful programming, that fucking TV, right? And they even got mad to blame them. That's just incredible to me. I can't fucking get over it. Anyway, it's a medical issue and not a legal matter. Tell that to the judge. Also say, wait a second, it's a conflict of interest that you're fucking protecting these drug dealers and saying that you have the power to punish me for becoming infected by their disease from the substance, because it's a roll of a dice. Some people do, some people don't. Nobody knows who does and doesn't. I was one who did. So if the judge is protecting them while incarcerating me, go fuck yourself. That's a conflict of interest. How do you say go fuck yourself in court language?